On today's show, we have the brand new Batman Beyond story arc in Batman Beyond Universe #1.
We read our first ever Valiant book with Bloodshot #0.
And an indie book, my favourite, The Outliers #1. Okay, so we reviewed, I think, most of the 10,000 Clowns Batman Beyond story.
You did. I'd read like the first 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And you read the whole thing, more or less.
More or less. I think I missed like 2 issues because digital and whatever. At the time, we were appreciative of the fact that it is very, very similar to the cartoon, the original cartoon.
Yeah.
The character models look the same. You know, it feels the same. It feels young and youthful and aimed at kids, but at the same time, it's still quite enjoyable. I don't know if you've seen the Batman Beyond original series lately.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I watched it, and it is quite fun. It's very, very Monster Week, which is sort of the problem. But these Batman Beyond arcs, because they're online, they're very long arcs. Like this new one is 8 issues. The last one I think was 16. So the big, long, epic stories. Great cover.
Yeah, by Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy.
Yeah.
And I thought the inside of the book was going to look like that, so I thought we were going to change it up.
Disappointed you must have been when you opened this book.
Yeah, but in fact, we just sort of got the same that we'd seen before. So anyway, Batman Beyond Universe #1, which collects part 1 and 2 of the Batman Beyond story, and I think part 1 of the Justice League Unlimited story.
Yep.
How did you feel about this new arc, new start?
I mean, I felt pretty similar to how I felt about Batman Beyond, or what I think I felt about Batman Beyond. I haven't watched that episode.
It's a while ago, wasn't it?
It really was. And that was, yeah, it's good. You know, the artwork is good because it looks like the TV show, so it's reminiscent. The story is of interest. It's not amazing, but it is interesting. And there is no kind of page between the end of the Batman Beyond story and the start of the Justice League Unlimited. So I was just like, oh, this is why is... okay. And it took me like a few seconds to realise what was happening. But other than that, I found it very much enjoyable. When did Dick Grayson start looking like Nick Fury? That I would like to know, because he is the spit of the man.
Yeah. There's no strap on his eye patch, which just makes me uncomfortable.
It must make him uncomfortable. He's just squinting
yeah,
all the time to hold it in.
Like that, like he's got a monocle in.
Yeah. And as far as the Justice League story, which I know you didn't read because you read them digitally.
Yeah.
That was more interesting.
Okay.
To me. Basically, what's happened in the Justice League story is an unidentified object has flown into the sun and gone in the sun. And to the world, it's pretty much had no effect to everyone except for Superman, who it has supercharged to crazy levels, and he just doesn't know what's happening because it's not a case of 1 minute he's just God now. It's a case of 1 minute he's next laser vision, and he has no control over it when it happens. How much it there's a great scene where he's flying with Warhawk, is it? The Hawkman. Yeah,
I think it is
Warhawk. Like Warhawk or something. Yeah. I'm gonna look now.
It's been a while since
it is. Yeah. He's flying along with him, like, oh, we can train you to control your powers, and like Warhawk goes to land, and Superman just goes straight through the ground. He's like, it's gonna take some time, but you know we'll get there again. And it had a nice little twisty-roo at the end, which I thought was very cool. So yeah, that was a good story. Again. I mean, the cover's the best part of this book.
I wish
and
the inside
was very
like
disappointed that this wasn't what the rest of the book is. However, if you go into it knowing that that's not what the book is,
and if you like Batman Beyond,
you're going to get a great book. If you don't like Batman, if you don't like Batman Beyond, don't read it. But if you're impartial, I think you'll enjoy it. If you're looking for a book to pick up,
it's not bad by any means. Not bad by any means.
What did you think of it?
Have I not given my review?
No, I went first.
Oh, well, it's not bad.
Moving on.
No. It's all right, wasn't it? I think I agree with it. I agree with everything you say. It was sort of the same as the 10,000 Clown stuff. It was good, but not great or completely innovative in any way. But at the same time, I do like these characters. I like old Bruce Wayne. I am appreciative of the fact that he still looks like the old Bruce Wayne 7, 8 years ago, whenever the Batman Beyond cartoon came out.
Oh, bless you. Think it was 7 or 8 years ago.
How long ago was it? 10 years?
It
was after Bruce Timm, and that was 90s. So I think
but that was like 96.
Bruce Timm was 96.
About that.
So I think this probably came out about 2000. So
99.
97.
Oh.
Wow.
So that was.
I feel like I was watching it when it was airing as well. Shit.
We was old.
Well, there are people who are watching this who are offended by that.
Someone sitting over there.
No, it's good. I didn't read the Justice League one. It's fun. It's fine. It's not like wow, amazing, innovative greatness, but it's a very enjoyable read. It's fun comics. Will I read any more of this? Probably not.
No. How much is the digital download?
69p.
I'll give you that. It's what, $1?
Yeah, but there's two in this.
Oh, do you only get the one issue?
No. There's 2 Batman Beyond issues in this.
Yeah.
So there's 69p each. So.
Okay, so the next book we're going to talk about is our first ever Valiant book.
Is it the first ever?
Yes, first ever book we've read. Because I have a friend who's been nagging at me to read a Valiant book. This probably wasn't the best place to start, but hey. Only because this is Bloodshot.
Didn't you read one with Dav?
Nope, that was Dark Horse X.
Oh.
Very similar in vibe. So this is Bloodshot #0. It is the kind of origin story of Bloodshot. This character who was around back when Valiant was a thing. Valiant is again a thing, so he's back. Is essentially it. And yeah, this is just how they invented the nanotech that creates Bloodshot and how they went about trying to give the character a conscience, basically, to not just be a killing machine. Dan, what did you think of Bloodshot?
Nah. Nah. It was just like, you know what? Exactly how you think this book is going to be.
Yeah.
That's how it is. It's just this sort of, it does have a very Dark Horse vibe, like the X. It feels like a very similar character to that. And it's just like, it feels very 90s still, not that that's a bad thing. And the explanations and the diary and the secret set.
Nanotech.
And the nanotech.
Nanotech. That's so 90s.
And the politics of it and the, moral ambiguity. It was all just like nothing new or different here. I mean, we should say Bloodshot, the Valiant Bloodshot is up to, I think, about issue 14.
Yes.
And this is a sort of 0 jumping on point. If you think you're going to be interested, if it's too far ahead, here's a little teaser, which is fine, except it was just kind of bland for me. It wasn't really my thing. Maybe some people will be into this kind of stuff. It's violent. It's got a plot, which is more than you can say for most books of this vibe. They do go for things. They are interested in the morality of it and things like that. So, there's stuff there. But for me, it's not really my type of thing. It was just sort of, nah.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I agree. I don't know why I said most part. I completely agree. The best part of this book, which is never a good thing for a book, but a good thing for a company, was the little backup story for Eternal Warriors issue 1. That book looks good.
Does it?
Yeah, look at that. I mean, the artwork, The artwork looks really good in this book. Something I can really sink my teeth into. So, September time rolls around. Check out our review of Eternal Warrior #1. Otherwise, no, I completely agree with you. This is very... If you know who's going to enjoy this book, either people who want that nostalgic 90s feel, or... I mean, I don't really know what teenagers are into these days. But if they all still walk around wearing baggy jeans and listening to Korn, they're gonna love Bloodshot #0. That's my review.
I don't really know what teenagers are up to these days.
I don't. They're all doing Molly and having intercourse and whatnot.
Dale's 21. By the way he's talking, you'd think he was 45.
I feel so much older. So much wiser.
Dale's also recently started paying taxes, so this might
Don't get me started. Don't get me started on taxes. Oh my god.
Alright, the last book we're going to talk about is The Outliers by, I believe, Alternative Comics, who I've never heard about before. I was, we didn't. It was a weird week this week, as you can probably tell.
Dan didn't want to read Avengers because it might spoil the Avengers for him.
There are people watching this going, I'm right with you. I'm right with you. So I found this book. It was a #1. It's an indie book. We don't talk about many indie books, so I thought...
And I know that makes you sad.
It does. There are dogs all around going...
Squirrel!
I knew nothing about this going in at all. I bought it on Comixology, and just this was what I saw was what I got. How did you feel about this book?
Dan will love it. I was expecting something completely different, I won't lie. From the title, I was expecting something with a very different vibe, and then when I opened it, I was like, oh, okay. So it's one of these indie books. No.
You're part of the problem, sir. You're part of the problem.
Hey, no, I love those type of indie books, and watch out for one of our future What We've Been Readings, because I have a book to talk about. But eluding, I've already told you about it. But I really enjoyed this book. It was good, short, sweet, to the point. Interesting premise, interesting vibe about it. I have very little idea what's going on, but in a good way. Not in one of those, I don't know what's going on and I don't want to read this anymore. In a kind of, mystery. There's a scientist monkey who has a dragon butler driver for his limo.
Yep.
Indie books. I really enjoyed it, and I'll read it again. Sure, why not? What did you think of it?
Loved it.
Knew you would.
Loved it.
Of course you did.
Loved it. Seriously, I didn't know what to expect. I opened the first page. I was like, oh, hello. Hello, sunshine. What have we got? What have we got in our hands here?
Yes, I knew. I opened the book and I was like, oh, Dan's gonna love this.
Some astonishing cartooning at play. Some just wonderful, fluid lines. Expressive, intelligent, nostalgic. It's got a very sort of where the wild things are feeling about it. There's mystery. It's emotive. Like some of the way, what I love about this type of drawing, it's very, very similar to someone like Craig Thompson of Blankets, which I've said time and time again. Blankets, which I've said time and time again is like probably my favorite comic book. Like so. It's evocative of that. The way he draws just someone like, I don't know, like pulling on a pair of shorts or something. Just something that you do every single day. Like
I don't know, some days it's a bit nippy, I go for jeans.
But do you know what I mean? Like the just drawing really human details. It's got, reminiscent of Studio Ghibli and stuff like that. Just focusing on stuff that we do every day. It's personal, it's relative, it pulls at my heartstrings. The mystery is interesting and detailed and fleshed out immediately, even though we have very few pages on which to experience it. The plot is great, the characters are great, it's well drawn, loved it. I'll be buying the trade. I recommend you do the same.
I've got to ask, how often do you open a book and go, yeah, see, Dale's going to love that?
Well, I opened Bloodshot and I think that...
Oh! Spillage.
Anyway. No, I do definitely sometimes I'll open a book.
Because that was just like literally the first page. I was just like, oh, for fuck's sakes.
So good. So good. If you like Blankets.
It is good. It is good. Like, even if you haven't read Blankets, like I have.
Imagine that. Imagine. A guy you've been doing a comic book show with for 9 months hasn't read your favorite comic. What's your favorite comic?
Wow. Tune in for one of our What We've Been Readings in the future and I'll talk about it. Killing Joke.
Yeah, I read it.
Well, yeah, but you read it before we met.
Read it. Okay, cool. That is today's episode. Don't forget to join us on Wednesday where we'll have a big issue, right?
We will. We will. Some Batman news came out. We're going to talk about that.
Oh, and on Friday, dun dun dun, It is the road to the Who Wins final. We have got a story so far, prelude, teaser. It's going to be
People have been
wonderful.
asking for
You're
it.
going to love it. We will see you then.